On today's Moving the Chains, Jerel, a cool interview, a guy that is a familiar face in the Midlands. That's the new head coach of the River Bluff Gators, Perry Parks.
Man, he's just going to do fantastic things with that program. Really huge hire, probably one of the biggest of this cycle. Coach Hart did a fantastic job there. Coach Parks just brings a ton of knowledge and experience, both playing and coaching in that region. So really excited to see what he's going to do and really, grateful to have the opportunity to speak with him.
Yes, sir. A lot of fun in that one. So hope you guys enjoy it today on Moving the Chains. We've got Perry Parks, the new head coach of the River Bluff Gators.
Get ready for the ultimate South Carolina high school football experience with Movin' the Chains. From previews to recaps, we've got you covered. Dive into our expert preview shows, predicting winners and sharing insights. Then join us post-game for the thrilling recaps, exclusive interviews, and highlights you won't find anywhere else. Plus, connect with fellow fans on our Friday night spaces on Twitter/X. No one covers South Carolina high school football like us. Join us at Movin' Chains on all social media platforms and visit movinchains.com today.
Welcome into Moving the Chains, brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Jerel Hendricks. Got a great interview today, a very special guest, the new head coach of the River Bluff Gators, Perry Parks. Coach, how you doing today?
What's up, man? I'm doing great, man. First day of football, official first day of football, and just excited, man. It's always a fun time of year.
We appreciate your time. We really do. This is you guys' first time tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter/X, Instagram, YouTube, and more at Movin' Chains. Our website, movinchains.com, and our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Coach Parks was hired in March. He was the wide receivers coach at Coastal Carolina. Prior, he spent time as the head coach at Ridge View and Lakewood and the receivers coach at UNC Charlotte. Also was an assistant at Cedar Oak in Georgia. Coach, let's just start with the transition, what's that been like, I guess, coming back to high school from the college ranks, getting set up there at River Bluff now?
Yeah, believe it or not, man, more family time. Believe it or not, that's probably the one thing that really cherished this summer, man. We got a boat as a family, been hanging out on Lake Murray, and been able to get the football stuff done in the morning and just chill out and get some of my time back in the afternoon and the evenings, which has been amazing.
Coach Kevin went through your resume there, but we'll kick it all the way back. Like, how did you get into coaching? I want to talk about your background. Obviously, dynamic player, played at Coastal, played down there at Sumter. But how did you make that transition into coaching?
Yeah, so getting into coaching, I kind of knew. I said I had a great experience as a player growing up in Sumter. But truly looking back on it, my experience, being on the team and some of the stuff that we did, it just wasn't like what I thought it should be. So kind of going to college, I kind of had a goal saying one day I want to be a high school head coach and provide an incredible experience for my players with the goal of being able to coach, in my hometown and kind of give back to kids that were like me growing up and let them know that through football, you can open up so many doors you didn't even think about being a kid. So I kind of was blessed early to kind of know I wanted to do it, being a senior in high school, and kind of just paid attention to my coaches extra hard when I was in college, and then really just studied the game and studied how people led players up through the ranks. And, you always hear you'll be a great coach someday. And I kind of already knew that's what I wanted to do. And that's the motivation I needed to pursue it. And the rest is history, literally, been able to do a lot of cool stuff because of the game of football.
Coach, getting that staff in place is always super important. You got hired, kind of early in the cycle, I would say, really in March compared to some folks there. Have you been able to, I guess, fill all your spots now? Who are some key guys you brought in you might want to shout out? And, how's that staff looking for this year?
Yeah, first off, I got to give credit to Blair Harden, man. He did a really good job of putting an excellent staff in place. A lot of guys that know football and guys that can relate and guys that can lead men. And I was fortunate enough to have been through two transitions. I go through my whole career and never been let go. And, when you don't get retained through a college transition, you learn a lot about yourself, but you also learn how to treat people. And coming into a high school situation, it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that cutthroat with the staff. And I told those guys when I met with all the guys that were there, I'm like, hey, two things. If you're going to put these kids first and you believe in what I'm selling, I got a job for you here. I'm going to make a spot for you on the staff. So, shout out to Blair, man. He put together a real good staff. I kept a majority of those guys that were already on the staff. And then I brought in a couple pieces, guys that I worked with before and guys that I thought would be good additions. And I can say this is probably one of the best staffs I've put together as a head coach. And I'm proud of that for sure.
Coach, let's talk about the schematics there. What you're planning on doing on offense and defense, what we should expect out of your team. And, will you call plays or what are you expecting there?
Yeah, I learned that mistake early off in my career. I thought I was a head coach, and I had to have a OC, I had to have DC, I had to have special teams coordinator. And year one of my mentors said it best, like you got to do what got you the job in the first place. I'm an offensive guy by trade, so year one I'm going to establish my culture, our identity on offense, and the buck's going to start with me anyway. So I'll be able to coach my coaches, make sure the players know exactly what we're trying to do offensively. So we're going to be based out of 11 personnel. We're going to utilize the tight end. We will have some 10 personnel sets, some 12 personnel sets, but we're going to establish the run game first. Heavy RPO. It's kind of a mixture of West Coast offense, but still like traditional, like wide zone principles, as far as our run game, some counter scheme mixed in and some auxiliary runs. Defensively, we're going to be based out of a 4-man. We'll have the option to be multiple on defense. And we're going to be an aggressive defense. We're not going to sit here and let offenses dictate. We're going to try to set the tone and be schematically sound, but play with a hard edge, play physical defense, and bend but don't break. Like, we just got to score one more point than the opposition. And on special teams, we're going to be special. Again, Anthony G, Coach Giuliano. We're going to call him G because it's so easy to say. It's easier to say that than Giuliano, but he's works with Cole's kickers. He's got a lot of NFL guys that he trains, so he's our special teams coordinator. And the one thing I challenged G with was how can we be special on special teams? And we're going to put our best players on special teams and let them go. We already given out hard edge T-shirts and stuff like that for guys to play teams and make teams special and fun for us. So that's a third of the game, and we're going to pour into that just like this offensive defense. So excited about those three phases, and excited to see them come together each day as we get closer to kickoff.
Coach, you've played under some great coaches. You've coached alongside some fantastic coaches as well. Who are a couple guys in particular that maybe have kind of helped, model the way that you coach now, or kind of, influence your style, I would say?
Yeah, I tell you what, the first, everybody knows is David Bennett, like at Coastal Carolina. He's really a player's coach, but he's an excellent motivator. He can really do more with less than anybody else I've seen. I would be remiss if I didn't say Raymond Bonner. He's the guy that gave me my first first coaching job period at Cedar Grove down in Atlanta, Georgia. He believed in me when nobody else did and gave me that first shot. And then what was really crazy, like just talking about these doors opening up, I got to spend 17 days with Sean McVay. I did the internship with the LA Rams 2 years ago. And just to be around one of the best, like, I have a notebook I showed my staff here at River Bluff, and every sheet is almost filled. I was just sitting there being a scribe. Anything that came out of his mouth, I was writing it down. But to really understand the importance of situational football and have your team prepared for that is something I'll take with me to my grave. It was probably one of my best football experiences of my life outside of catching my first college touchdown. But to be able to sit in the chair right beside Sean McVay and that offensive staff in L.A. and to be able to hear from that and coach those guys was amazing as well. So he's definitely somebody I learned a lot from in 17 days, and I'm just thankful for all that I've been able to accomplish and be around because of a game.
I want to ask you about that, Coach. That sounds like a fantastic experience, and it seems like it's kind of influenced the way that you coach offense. Obviously, the high school rank is one way. College is more spread concepts and stuff like that. But you were talking about how you're wanting to go West Coast and 10 personnel, 11 personnel. Is that the influence really that kind of guides your offense, or do you just pick from everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially being around more situational football on the college level, and then kind of going back. And first thing I can say, high school football has gotten a lot better in the last couple of years, especially in the state of South Carolina. Like, our brand of football is definitely growing. And being a South Carolina guy, I'm super proud of that. And I feel like I'm a torchbearer of that, and want to uphold that standard. But being able to see different ways to skin the cat, being able to use different concepts, and basically just pick and choose, have a man beater and a zone beater on one side, play field and boundary. In NFL now, those hashes are like this. College, the hashes are like this. High school, like the hashes are like this. So
spread them out.
A lot more field-based concepts in high school versus college and NFL. But just to see how that stuff is executed and how that stuff is installed is awesome for me. And then for me to be able to share with my staff, and when those guys get head jobs, to be able to share with their staffs and so on and so forth. That's how football is kind of shared and grown per se.
Coach, here on the program, we love to shine a light on the great kids we have across the state. Who are some guys you guys had that we should be on the lookout for on Friday nights this fall?
Man, I tell you what, it starts up front. We got Landon Huggins and Alex Kirlo. We got two really good players. Those guys have been getting some D2 stuff going for them, some scholarship offers this summer, which has been awesome. Hayden Myers, we have a really special running back returning to our group. We have Braden Moore, quarterback, super special guy. We have 2 receivers that are pretty good players. I put them up with the best of the state, and Darius Carter and Nicholas Washington, really dynamic guys. On defense, we have 2 special corners, both of them named Caleb, so that's easy for interviews. Caleb Pinckney and Caleb Renwick. And then our linebacking core is solid with JoJo and Reese. We have Justin Matablo, Mason Stewart on the defensive line. He didn't leave the coverage bare for sure. Coach Harden did a good job developing those guys and leaving something for us to work with. They're young guys, so we have them for 2 more years, which is awesome to be able to build with. But I'm super excited for what we got. I'm super excited to see those guys compete and, just see them get after and get better each day.
Coach, we're catching you the first day of fall camp, so we're getting to learn about that, and I'm sure that first day went well to get on the grass. But a lot of the hay gets put in the barn over, off-season workout, spring, summer, and things like that. What were you able to learn about this team? As obviously you got to learn names and faces and things like that. But what were you able to learn overall from your team going into fall camp?
We got a gritty bunch. We got a tough bunch of kids. They work hard. They're willing to work, and kids are resilient, man. We threw a lot at them. We installed a college offense, and like some of the coaches were like, just because I'm back coaching high school football, to everybody, my standard for what's supposed to look like and how we're supposed to do it, that's not changing. So there'll be a lot of long nights in my household, and I'll be hitting my head up against the wall because it's not the way I want it, but I know that I'm holding it to a higher standard. So even if we start getting close, we'll be fine this season. But just seeing the way those guys work, seeing the way they accept the challenge, and seeing the way they're coming together with our program pillars, man, it's pretty cool to see for sure.
You had been at the college level for a few years now, Coach. Mm-hmm. And what was it that really stood out to you about the River Bluff job when it came open that said, hey, this is the place I want to jump back into the high school ranks at?
Yeah, well, I'll go back to my time at Ridge View High School. We were fortunate to get that thing going and kind of completely change the culture of that program and get it to where it is today. Coach Howard's on my staff and love seeing what he's doing. He took over when I left there. But River Bluff was actually the only school that I was contemplating leaving Ridge View for. I was a finalist for the job back when Blair got it. A lot of people don't know that. So going through this transition, man, I was all over the place. Interviewed for some couple of college jobs. I actually got offered a couple of college jobs that just didn't make sense for me financially or for where my family was at. And then this situation came available. We have family here in the Columbia area. We used to live on the other side of Lake Murray. Now we live in the Lexington side of Lake Murray. So just all the stars kind of aligned. One thing that kind of stood out to me, my oldest son said, hey, whatever school you go to coach at next, just can you be around me a little bit more? And that's kind of the one I'm like, golly, what am I doing? I'm chasing kids out of the portal. I'm, turning into an agent trying to offer and broker NIL deals to get kids to sign with us at Coastal. And, I got a rising middle schooler, an 11-year-old kid saying what can I do to get more of your attention? So I'm like, golly, that was kind of like the dagger because I was pursuing some NFL stuff too at the time. And I just kind of sat down with my wife. I said, hey, if this opportunity is something that we can make work, I think it's something we need to look at. And we both agreed, and it's been a great decision up to this point for sure.
Coach, I want to go back earlier in the interview. You mentioned, your relationship with Coach Bennett as your, your college coach and a mentor of yours. He helped start the program there. We did a little bit of research, and that's pretty cool. You now being the third coach in that program. How special is that, for you and your family?
Really, really special because he definitely laid the foundation at River Bluff for sure. And he was one of the main ones. I called him when the job came open, and you can literally just hear him start – those hamster wheels in his head start turning, and he started becoming trying to, you need to do this, you need to do that, just coaching me still. I still talk to him once a week, but he's done a lot for me as far as my career, professional growth as a person, as a player, and as a coach too. So I can't say enough good stuff about David Bennett for sure.
This program had a really solid season last year. Didn't quite make the run the playoffs they wanted to, but still had, I think they won 10 games, most in school history. Mm-hmm. What was something that you saw and identified when you came in and said, hey, if I can change this, we can really kind of get over that hump and make a deep run?
Yeah, I actually recruited a lot of those kids when I was at Charlotte, and then also when I was at Coastal. I've always watched them closely, and I'm friends with Blair. I think Blair did a really good job, him and his staff last year, of maximizing what they had. I think you got to look at Blair's pedigree. Like, Blair was an option guy, kind of like transformed his offense, like with the times, kind of deliver more. I think with us, just adding a little bit more of a passing game, true RPO game, quick game, vertical shots down the field, some true like concept shots down the field on top of a strong running game. I think that'd be perfect balance, as well as, this new rule. I mean, it is what it is. Like, players have the choice now if they can, provide true address in the attendance zone. Like, you can get guys that you really couldn't have. Like, our deal, if we get guys to transfer in, we want to get guys that are younger guys. Like, we don't want to take a 1-year lease because we really want to build a program. But I think a mixture of changing some offensive philosophy and making sure your defense is where it needs to be, and you get the right 1 or 2 guys in, you can do something special. And that's, it's not as bad as what the college game has went to, but at the end of the day, if I'm a parent and school B can get my kid where he needs to be better than the other school, like, I'm going to do everything I can. Like, my daughter loves gymnastics. I know that's not a sanctioned sport here in South Carolina, but if there was a school that is a better school for her fit so she can get a chance to get an opportunity on the college level gymnastics, I'll be the first to do whatever I need to do to get her there. And the same with my baby boy and my oldest with baseball. Like, luckily, shout out to Coach Bennett. Like, I don't know if my son will be able to make the baseball team River Bluff because they're doggone good. But, that's just the time we live in right now. And you can accept it and, try to make a way to be something special, or you can complain and gripe about it and just get passed by. We choose to accept it and make the best out of our opportunities.
Coach, one of the many special things about high school football is community, and obviously that is a great community there at River Bluff. You've mentioned how important it is for you to kind of set down some roots and spend more time with your family, and how important they are to you. How has that community embraced you as a coach and your family coming in to lead that program? Awesome,
man. We literally when I got the text about jumping on the call tonight, we literally just got back from Meet the Teacher night at the elementary school at Midway. So my 2 youngest go to school there. My son had his flight school at Lakeside yesterday. We had our open house at River Bluff yesterday as well. So it's cool it's the first time I've actually lived in the community I coached at. So when I was at Lakewood, we commuted from Columbia. When I was at Ridge View, we commuted from Ballantyne area, the other side of Lake Murray. So now that I'm here at River Bluff, I live probably 5 minutes from the school. So it's really cool. Probably be a lot better after wins than losses going to the local grocery store. But I'm here, and I want people to see that me and my family are in this community. We're visible, and we're here to build something special. So we're excited about that.
Founders Federal Credit Union means banking made for you. The on the go, the pick up and go, and the I want to go. Because at Founders, we give you the financial tools that make every dollar work for you. For the little things to the big things. For your future and your peace of mind. We'll always stay grounded in our roots, but reaching beyond what you'd expect is where we'll always go. Find out what our members already know and enjoy a new way to bank. Relax, you're with Founders.
Couple easier ones for you, Coach, before you go tonight. Maybe at your office on a home game, maybe on the bus to an away game on Fridays. But what's on your pregame playlist as you get ready to take the field on Fridays?
Oh, man. I'm a big Jeezy guy, man. I'm dating myself. My wife.
Man, let's go.
20th anniversary. 20th anniversary.
And I got to do something about this beard. I look scruffy. I'm like, man, I'm an 80s baby. And right when that Atlanta rap started getting real good, that was that 2006 year at Coastal. We made the playoffs for the first time, man. That Jeezy the Snowman hasn't failed me yet, man.
I love that for you, Coach. I'm saying that trap era is one of my favorites. I know. So you're in that Lexington area. You've been there since March. You've been recruiting that area for years now, both at Charlotte and at Coastal. What are some of your favorite restaurants in that area if me and Kevin come down there to check out a game?
Tell you what, a hidden gem. One of my buddies owns it. He's the chef. Chef May is Bodhi Thai. So it's not your typical Thai food. It's kind of like an American fusion version of Thai. But everything he has in there is hand cooked, prepared to the most like intricate detail, man. It's a really, really good spot. There's a new steakhouse downtown Lexington, Ember. It's a really good spot. But I mean, Columbia Staples. I mean, I'm still a sucker for rushes. Every now and then. Don't tell my wife now. Pull in the rushes every now and then and get me a cheeseburger basket. You know.
And they went back to the old fries. They went back to the old fries again.
Yep, some coleslaw, you know, and a sweet tea. And I ain't gonna tell nobody because I am a country boy from Sumter. So we used to have to drive up from Sumter to Columbia on Sundays to get little rushes and drive right back down 378. So you can't go wrong with rushes for sure.
That's right. Well, last one for you, Coach. You know, what are some goals you guys have set for the 2025 season for the River Bluff Gators?
Absolutely. So, like everybody knows, the region we play in 5A football is, I mean, it's the SEC. I mean, no disrespect to any other region, but when you got Coach Knotts and Dutch Fork, you have Irmo, you have White Knoll, you have Chapin, you have Lexington. Like, it's really good football. So, for us, we want to compete, you know, top of our region. I know that's lofty, but that's what we want to do. And knowing that if we compete in our region, we'll have a chance to win a state championship. It is what it is. But for us, we want to stay healthy, make sure we teach the guys football the right way, make sure we're playing up to our growth pillars, and enjoy it. Like, game of football has been so good to me and my family. I just want to kind of like just let my story be a light to these kids, man, and just inspire them every day. And, you know, like I said, I've done a lot of cool things because of a leather football. Like, so if it can happen to me, it definitely can happen to them. And my day is just to uplift them every day and just keep pouring into them best I can and make sure that football is fun for them in the high school level.
Well, this has been great. I want everyone to go follow Coach Parks and the Gator program on social media. They do a great job posting updates on their kids and their programs. Certainly check them out on there. Like I mentioned, follow us on all social media, movingchange.com, and our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. Moving the Change brought to you by Founders Federal Credit Union. Jerel, anything else for Coach Let Him Go tonight?
Coach Parks, just thank you so much for your time tonight. We know you're in the middle of preparation time, so we really appreciate that. Good to have you back on the sidelines here in South Carolina. I'm sure some of your opponent coaches are not happy to see you back, but we certainly are, and we wish you good luck this year.
I appreciate it, man. They'll be all right, man. It'll be fun.
Coach, we appreciate your time, man. Look forward to stopping by a game. We're practicing to meet you in person, and best of luck, all right?
But I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
Go Gators.
Get ready for the ultimate South Carolina high school football experience with Movin' the Chains. From previews to recaps, we've got you covered. Dive into our expert preview shows, predicting winners and sharing insights. Then join us post-game for the thrilling recaps, exclusive interviews, and highlights you won't find anywhere else. Plus, connect with fellow fans on our Friday night spaces on Twitter/X. No one covers South Carolina high school football like us. Join us at Movin' Chains on all social media platforms and visit movinchains.com today.